Hey, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and do up another game of my 1977 season. We got the game two of a doubleheader between the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 33 and 37 in this 1977 replay, against the 37 and 34 St. Louis Cardinals. On the mound today is Grant Jackson for Pittsburgh. This was an interesting doubleheader because the Pirates decided to start Grant Jackson, who only had two starting appearances that year, two starts. He's a relief pitcher, as most of you know, but he got a start here in this doubleheader. And the game before that, they started Terry Forster, who only had 6 starts. So they kind of went with 2 lefty relievers, really clearing out their bullpen for this doubleheader. So interestingly enough to see how that goes. So for the Cardinals, Tom Underwood is the starter. Underwood is, had an okay year. Nothing fantastic there that blows you away. I'll go over his stats so far in the replay here as I go through the lineups. So let's go ahead and start with the starting lineups for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Rennie Stennett is the leadoff hitter. And Stennett is hitting .222. Nothing great there. A couple of homers, 17 RBIs. He has stolen 9 bases, though, for the Pirates this season. Batting second, we have Phil Garner. Garner is hit a 2-run homer to win the Game 1 doubleheader, which Rich Gossage tried to blow, but they ended up winning the game there in the bottom of the ninth. Garner, again, 209, 5 home runs now, and 27 RBIs. Batting third is Dave Parker. I want to pitch in all of the games that Dave Gardner runs. I just watched a video of Dave this afternoon, and he got Dave into the game to pitch. Pitched quite well, gave up a run, but struck out the first 2 batters he faced. So don't know that Dave's going to get in here and pitch for me, but we'll take a look. Parker having a fabulous season, 318. I don't know if it's fabulous because the 318 is, but only 5 home runs, and he hit 1 in the first game of this series. He hit 21 that year, so he's behind his pace. He does have 51 RBIs, though, so Dave's knocking in the runs. Batting fourth will be Bill Robinson. Robinson, a .273 hitter, 6 homers, 26 RBIs. Al Oliver hitting fifth. Oliver is a .263 hitter, 7 home runs, and 43 RBIs. I was surprised he was in the lineup here. I do the as played lineups, as you guys know. Facing lefty Grant Jackson, he does get the call. Jim Fregosi, though, will get the start at first base over Willie Stargell. And Fregosi, since getting signed as a free agent, is 1 for 9, hitting .111. Of those 9 at-bats, he has struck out 4 times. The speedster, Frank Taveras, who scored on my first ever squeeze play in Game 1. Taveras, a speedster, scored from third as it wasn't Grant Jackson, it was the other starter, Terry Forster, who laid down the squeeze bunt, and Taveras scored. So it was an exciting play. But Taveras hitting .236, no homers, 19 RBIs, but 51 stolen bases here at the end of June. This is June 28th. So he did steal 70 that year. Let's see if we can get it in there. It's not focusing great today, but anyway, he hit 70 stolen bases that year. Batting eighth is the catcher Ed Ott. Ott's hitting .277, 3 homers, and 13 RBIs. And batting ninth will be the pitcher Grant Jackson. This lineup is facing Tom Underwood again. Underwood is 0-0. Only had 1 start. So this is his second start for the Cardinals. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 6, and gave up 3 earned runs in that first start that Underwood faced 21 men. So we'll see how he does here in his second start. For the Cardinals, it's going to be Lou Brock as their leadoff hitter. Lou came in at the end of the doubleheader in the ninth, pinch hit, got a base hit, stole second, and scored. Putting the pressure on Gossage, who eventually did get the save. But for Brock, a good year, 297, no home runs, 14 RBIs, with 22 stolen bases now for Lou Brock. Up next, we got Jerry Mumphrey. Mumphrey is hitting 333 and 150 at-bats so far this year. No homers again. Not a lot of power in this lineup. 18 RBIs for Mumphrey, but they can steal. He has 5 stolen bases on the season. Gary Templeton hitting third, 368 average. One of the best hitters in the National League, hitting 368. 2 homers, 37 RBIs. He has 7 triples on the season. It's funny, 7 triples and only 6 walks. So Gary's out to swing. And he has 10 stolen bases. He's been caught a bunch because of that D rating. He gets his jump at a 7, but he gets caught a lot because he's a D. Up fourth is Roger Freed, getting the call today because the left-hander starting, and it's a doubleheader. Freed is hitting 519. Yes, you heard that right. 519. He is 14 of 27. He has 16 RBIs. He has 6 home runs. He is a legend in my 1977 replay. Of course, he hit really well. I mean, look at those numbers. 421 against lefties, 346 against righties. He hit 5 home runs. He's got 6 for me already. He's done, like I said, done all this in 27 at-bats. He had 83 at-bats, so he's coming up at the end of his season here soon. But, boy, what a role player Roger Freed is. Batting fifth, Ken Reitz, the third baseman. Reitz, a 257 hitter, 6 home runs, and 39 RBIs for Ken. Mike Anderson gets the call in right field, batting sixth. He is 213, 1 homer, 4 RBIs, limited playing time, only 47 at-bats thus far. Mike Tyson, not the boxer, but the player, hitting 293. Good season, well above his averages. 293, 1 homer, 22 RBIs for Mike, and almost 200 plate appearances. He is hitting 7th at second base. Batting 8th and getting the start today is Dave Rader. Dave is struggling hard in his backup appearances. Only 3 of 27. That's a 111 batting average. No RBIs. No extra. So Dave's not doing too well. And batting 9th is Tom Underwood. As I said, he will be pitching. Grant Jackson is on the mound for the Pirates. And Grant is not pitching well, even though he's got a decent card and played pretty well in 1977. 3.86 ERA, 5-3 overall, and had 4 saves. Again, he's not really your starting pitcher. But for me, he's been getting blasted. 2-3 with a 6.34 ERA for Grant, and he has no saves. So we'll see how he does as this game rolls along and see if they end up making any moves out of the bullpen. So here we go. Let's get things kicked off with Rennie Stennett leading it off for the Pirates. So Stennett steps to the plate, and we got off of the pitcher's card, we're going in play and a 6, and that's going to be off the lefty, a triple to start the game. Rennie Stennett rushing a triple into the gap, and they are already starting. Here's Phil Garner. Run around third, nobody out. Gets a tough and a 51 against the lefty. He will ground it to third. And with the speed of Stennett, he easily scores from third. And it's 1-0, just like that. And Garner picks up the RBI. Here's Dave Parker. And Parker gets an in-play 67. And Parker will end up flying to left field. 2-way. And here comes Bill Robinson. Robinson gets a tough and a 75, and for him, that will be a fly out to center. So Stennett's triple and Garner knocking him in gives the early lead to the Pirates 1-0. Bottom of the first. So here's Lou Brock coming to the plate against Grant Jackson. He gets an in-play and a 77, and that will be a fly out to center for Brock. 1 away, and Jerry Mumphrey to the plate. Mumphrey gets a tough and a 15, and that's strike 3 on Mumphrey. Down he goes, and that's 2 quick outs for Grant Jackson. He gets a tough here on Templeton and a 20, and that's strike 3. So that's exactly what they wanted to see in the Pittsburgh clubhouse, is Grant Jackson come out and get him 1, 2, 3. 1-0 Pirates, top of the second. Here's Al Oliver. He gets an in play and an 8, and for Oliver, that's going to be a base hit. So Oliver's on with a single, and that'll bring up Jim Fergosi. Like I said, not hitting well, 1 of 9 on the season so far. He gets a tough and a 92. That's going to be a fly out to left field. That is 1 away for Frank Taveras. And Taveras gets a patient and a 24, and he will walk. So Underwood's got first and second, 1 down for Ed Ott. And Ott gets a patient and a 27, and he's going to hit a triple. 27 off the lefty, a triple for Ed Ott, a 2-run triple for Ott, his first triple of the year. RBIs number 32 and 33, and the Pirates are jumping out here quickly, 3-0. 1 out, man on third, Grant Jackson to the plate. Jackson gets a tough and a 77, and that's right 3. 2 away now. That is the first strikeout for Underwood. And here's Rennie Stennett, who started that game with a triple. He gets an in play and a 60, and he will ground out to third. That is the inning, and the Pirates are up 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Here's Roger Freed. What can he continue to do? Roger gets an in play and a 34. He will single. Look at those numbers on the in play, all the way to 43. Base hit for Roger Freed, and he continues to hammer the baseball. Here's Ken Reitz, and Reitz gets an in-play 45. He's going to ground one to the first baseman, potential double play, and it is 3-6-3 double play, and they wash out Freed's single. 2 away here in the second. Mike Anderson to the plate, and he gets an in-play 60, and Anderson will be flying out to right. And Jackson has 2 innings in the books now. Here's Phil Garner to the plate. Garner gets an in-play 79. That will be a fly out to center field for Phil Garner. Dave Parker to the plate. Parker an in-play 68, and he is flying out to left field. 2 quick outs. And we go to Bill Robinson, who gets an in-play 10. And for Robinson, that's a base hit. So a 2-out single for Robinson brings up Al Oliver, who gets a tough and a 57. That's a base hit for Oliver, and the runner will hold at second. Russell stops there at second. And here's Jim Fergosi. Fergosi gets an 11. We're going to be looking at the defense. Possible error on the first baseman, and that's Freed over there, who's an error 4. He's a pretty good defensive first baseman. And it's a 24, so no error. He picks it up, no problem, and ends the threat. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's the Pirates 3 and the Cardinals nothing. Here's Mike Tyson. Tyson gets a tough and a 29, and that's direct 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Jackson. And that'll bring up Dave Radar. He gets a ballpark, and being a left-hander, he does not get it. It just misses the wheelhouse, so it'll be an in-play 79. He will fly out there deep center field, 2 away. Tom Underwood, the pitcher, to the plate. He gets an in-play and an 8, and that's a base hit for the pitcher. So second hit for the Cardinals comes from their pitcher, Tom Underwood. We have a patient and a 54, and another base hit. Lou Brock singles, sending the pitcher Underwood all the way to third. We got him on the corners and 2 out. Can St. Louis do anything here? They get an in-play on Mumphrey and a 34. No, he will pop up to second, and that will end the threat. Jackson is out of it, and the Cardinals ruin a great chance to knock into that lead. 3-0, top 4, Frank Taveras to the plate. And Taveras gets a tough and an 84, and Taveras will go down on a ground out the short, 1 away. Here's Ott on a tough and a 64. He will strike out. So the second strikeout for Underwood. 2 away, and here comes the pitcher, Grant Jackson. Jackson gets a tough and an 88. Oh, my Lord. Only way he can double is an 88. And what did he get? A double on a tough. Unbelievable. A double for Grant Jackson. Here's Rennie Stennett, an 8 on a patient and a 74. And that will be a ground out the second to end the inning. So the double is wasted by Jackson. And we will go to the bottom of the fourth. Here's Gary Templeton. He gets defense and a range by the third baseman. Over at third, we've got Phil Garner. Garner is a C at third base. And a C. Yeah, C at third base. That's a hit. And it is a double down the line for Templeton. And his speed easily coasts into second base. And that'll bring up the king hitter, Roger Freed. And Freed gets an in-play 63, no hit this time. He'll ground out to third. Templeton's speed moves him to third. And there is one down with Ken Reitz to the plate. Reitz gets an in-play 67. That'll be a ground to second, and that'll be enough to get Templeton in with his speed. They will get the easy out at first, 2 down, and it's now 3-1 Pirates for Reitz. That was RBI number 40 on the season. Here's Mike Anderson. He gets a tough and a 55, and that is strike 3. So Jackson has pitched 4 good innings here. That's what the Pirates had kind of hoped they might get out of him, at least 4. They might get more. Here's Phil Garner to the plate here to start the 5th. He gets a tough and a 66, and that's going to be a ground out to the second. 1 away. Garner's 0 for 3 now. Here's Parker, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts to left. He gets a ballpark. And a 47. He's not going anywhere with it. It's a 46, and that is a pop-up to the first baseman, and there is 2 away for Bill Robinson. Robinson gets a tough and a 90. 1, 2, 3 goes the Pirates. Bottom 5, 3-1 Pirates. Here's Mike Tyson, and Tyson gets a patient and a 56, and he will fly out to right. 1 away for Dave Rader. Rader's going to get an in-play and a 30. Ooh, and that is not a wild pitch. I was looking for a potential one, but we didn't get it. So we did get the in-play and 30, and for him, that's a pop-up to second. So 2 down, and do we let Underwood hit down 3-1 here in the 5th? And Dan stops by. Yeah, all is well. Thank you, Dan. Recovering from those strokes. It was a really scare there, but I was able to battle through those, and I'm fine now, it looks like. Payoff pitch, definitely payoff pitch. And you can play payoff pitch with dice only. Yes, there is. Someone did a video on that. I'm not sure who it was, but I love the fast action cards. I just think it makes my game speed through, but you can do it with dice. I'll look into that. Maybe I'll do a game with that. All right, so on Underwood here, do we let him hit with 2 outs here in the 5th? I think I'm going to go ahead and make the sub here for Underwood. I'm going to take Underwood out of the game, and we're going to go with a pinch hitter here. Let's go with Ted Simmons. He's a switch hitter. Simmons off the bench will pinch hit. And here we go. So Simmons gets a tough in an 89, and that is a ground out to short for Simmons. So that will end that threat. Coming in now for the Cardinals, they're going to come in with Clay Carroll in to pitch. So I'll go to new pitcher, Clay Carroll. Coming in bat 9th. All right, top of the 6th on the season for Carroll. He is, I'm looking at his card. See what he's done or what he did that year. He's a really good pitcher. Used to be on the Reds. Was one of my favorites on the Reds. But this season, Clay is not living up to his card just yet. But he is 1-2 with 5 saves and a 3.38. So he's been serviceable out of the bullpen. So here we go, Al Oliver, who was 2 for 2 off the lefty. Let's see what he does against the right-hander. He gets a tough and a 79. He will fly out the center field, and that is 1 away. Here comes Jim Fergosi. And Fergosi gets an in-play 30, and no wild pitch on Carroll's card either. So in-play 30, we're going to pop up to second, and that is quick 2 outs for the Pirates. Here in the 6th, a lead 3-1. Here's Frank Taveras. Taveras gets an in-play 5, and that's going to be trouble. That's a triple or Frank Tavares. So for Tavares, that is triple number 3 on the season for him. And we got a 2-out triple, and Ed Ott coming to the plate. Ott has knocked in 15 runs this season, hitting 281. He gets a tough and a 57, and that is going to be the 3rd out as he flies out the left. So Carroll gets out of it, and we head to the 6th. Bottom of the 6th. Lou Brock to the plate with Grant Jackson still in the game. An in play and a 7, and that for Lou is a single lander. So Brock's on, and that's trouble. Let's see if he steals. He's got an 8 for a jump. He does get the jump, and he's a C on stealing with the catcher at a 2. So that is going to make him, I believe, a D. C2 or fair. Yep, it makes him fair on the steal. So let's see if he steals on a fair. Oh, we got a potential drop. So it would have been caught by the second baseman. No, it would have been caught by the shortstop with a left-hander on the mound. So he's covering second. No, second baseman will cover. Yeah, because the lefty turns around. Okay, so second baseman, we got to check his air. So the second baseman is Rennie Stennett, who is a 3. Does he drop it? 99, he does not drop it. Makes the grab, and the caught stealing of Lou Brock at second. 1 away. And here's Mumphrey, a 9 in play. 93, that's going to be a fly out the left. And 2 outs here in the 6th now. Templeton with an in-play 19. There's a base hit by Templeton. Do we try and get Templeton a stolen base? You got to make something happen, but we got Roger Freed coming to the plate. I'm going to try and steal him because Templeton needs to get into scoring position for Freed. So we're going to see if we can get him there. A 7 is a jump. He gets it. Oh, he's a D. That's right. And we're going against Ott here. So he's actually going to be a poor on the steal. So we need some help here. And he's out. He could have been out even if he was higher. So Ed Ott catching 2 of the speedy runners for St. Louis to end the inning, and Grant Jackson needs to buy him something after the game. We're going to head to the 7th. Carroll's still on the mound, but that'll be all for Grant Jackson because he's about to come to the plate. They got 6 good innings out of him. So he will head to the pen. And that will bring up a pinch hitter, and that's going to be Pops coming to the plate. Willie Stargell will be the pinch hitter. So Willie, there he is. So Willie to the plate, and Stargell this season, 281, 10 homers, and 29 RBIs. He gets a patient and a 3. They will walk Stargell. So Stargell is on. They will go with a quick base runner for him. That's going to be Omar Marino is going to do the pinch run there. So we'll do a pinch runner. Stargell, Marino on. He's got some good speed. 3rd in that. There we go. All right. So he's on as the pinch runner. And here's Stennett. Does Marino take off? Marino's a 10. He's definitely going to look to. It's a 5, so he's a B against the catcher Raider, who actually jumps him up 1 as a forearm. So he's going to be an excellent steal. And it barely makes it, thanks to the not so good arm of Radar. He steals second. So for Marino, I don't show the pinch runner, unfortunately. This is the only issue with that I have on. I can find it real quick just by doing this. I bet you, new batter marker. Yep, Marino with his 19th stolen base of the season. Take that off because it's going to screw it up. He gets his 19th stolen base of the season. So here's Rennie Stennett to the plate. Runner on second. Clay Carroll in a little bit of trouble here. An in play to Stennett, 69. He will ground to second, and that was a good move because he gets the runner to third with only 1 down. And here's Phil Garner, the hero from yesterday, gets a tough and a 6, strike 3. Clay Carroll gets him. Big out. 2 down, but not out of it. Here's Dave Parker, and they are going to put Parker on. Not going to mess with him. So first and third, 2 out. They want the right to pitch against the right-hander Robinson. He gets an in play and a 73, and that was a good move because he grounds out the second, and that ends the threat here in the 7th. So in the game now, we're going to bring in Kent Tekulve. Will come in the 7th as the new pitcher for the Pirates. And for Kent, he is having a great year. 55 innings now for him. He's 2-1 with a couple of saves and a 2.13 ERA. He did go 10-1 that season, so he saw a lot of close games. Ended up getting a lot of wins there. 3.06 ERA, so he's pitched a little bit better on his ERA. But here we go with Roger Freed to the plate. Do we let him hit? He had 26 plate appearances, and he did hit pretty well against him. He's batting for sure. He gets a tough and a 9, and down goes Freed. 1 away. Tekulve not playing around with his 3-1 lead. Here's Ken Reitz with a tough and a 65, and that is going to be a ground out the second, and that is 2 away for Mike Anderson. And Anderson gets a patient and a 9. He will walk. So they got a guy on here with 2 outs in the 7th for Mike Tyson. And Tyson gets an in-play 59, and he will fly out to right, ending the little threat they had going on there. As we're going to head to the 8th, Clay Carroll is going to come out as a pitcher because he's gone too long here. We're going to bring in the left-hander, Habrowski. The Mad Hungarian is coming in to pitch for the Cardinals here in the 8th. For Habrowski this season for me, he is 2-4 with 11 saves and a 3.2 ERA. So he's already got more saves than he had that year. He was the closer for the Cardinals for the first couple of months until they made a trade for one of my top favorite relievers, Raleigh Eastwick. They got him from the Reds. Was really upset as a kid when they traded him. Anyway, here we go with Al Oliver, lefty. And we've got an in play for Habrowski off to Oliver, and it's a 61 and a flyout to left field. And that's 1 away for Fergosi. He'll bat because he's facing the left-hander Habrowski. He gets a patient and a 32, and that's going to be a base hit. Ooh, just missed a triple. Base hit for Fergosi. He's on. He runs decent. I always remember Fergosi as a big guy. But he's 35 years old. He's a 7, so we'll leave him on. Here's Frank Taveras. Down 2. We're not going to bunt. We're going to see if we can get Taveras to get a hit here. Wheelhouse for Taveras, 72, nothing there. So he gets an 82. That's going to be a grounder to short. Possible double play, but Taveras is fast. No double play. You get the runner at second, which is actually not a good idea because Taveras is going to take off, I'm sure. Ed Ott will be the batter. We are going to pinch hit for Ott. I've been taking their hitters back and forth, the catchers back and forth, and Ott pinched hit for Dyer in game 1, so Dyer's going to pinch hit for him in game 2. So Dyer coming in to pinch hit. And for Dyer, he is a 209 hitter, 2 homers, 10 RBIs, but does hit lefties well. So, but big deal here is Mr. Taveras is going to try and get a lead here and steal. So he gets that lead. He's a B. And against Radar, he's now a excellent on the steal. It's a stolen base, and the ball might have went into the outfield. Let's find out. An error 2. It's a 4. It's an error. That ball went into the outfield as well. So all of a sudden, we got a runner around third. So Taveras steals, moves up. Moves up on the air. Why are we not moving up in the air? Oh, there we go. To third. And we put in the throwing air. Throwing air by the catcher. Huge one. 3-1 still, but a runner on third now. Speedy runner on third for Dyer. And he gets an in-play 9, and that worked, as that's a base hit for Dyer, a clean single, and we got a 3-2 game. That'll bring up Tecove, who will not hit, obviously. Down he goes. And Jerry Hairston will be the pinch hitter. And does the Cardinals do the Cardinals make a change here with Hrabowski? They're giving up the run here, but there's 2 outs. Hairston hits lefties amazing, 400. Not so good against righties. So Hrabowski is done. And in comes Raleigh Eastwick already. Now, any of you guys who use Bowl Score and have struggled with the double switch, I'm going to do that right now. So, because Raleigh would be coming up second. So I'm going to take out Mike Tyson. The pitcher's card's going to flip down to his slot. In second base is going to come Don Kissinger. So he'll come behind Rader. Eastwick into the game. And let's go here to Ball Score to make that happen. You go to new pitcher, and you come down here to insert a defensive replacement. That replacement was Kissinger in at second base and hitting 7th. It was in the 7th slot. 8, Raiders 8, pitcher's 9. So, I'm sorry. Well, he's hitting 9th. Sorry. Second base. He's hitting 9th. So, you got him filling in the pitcher slot. Then we go to Eastwick, who is going to hit in that 7th slot. So now I got him in the 7th slot. Okay. And that's how you do your double switch. If you flip over here and you look at the lineup for, I don't know how well you can see this, but Kissinger's now in the 9th slot at second base, and Eastwick is in for Tyson in the 7th slot. So that's how you do a double switch with Ball Score. And so Hairston to the plate now, and they're calling him back. They don't want him to hit because, well, he stinks against the right-hander. So they're going to send, they don't have much of a bench left, but Bobby Tolan is going to come in and pinch hit, a left-hander. So Tolan will hit up now. And we need a double batter's mark there to make sure we need triple new batter mark. Ooh, quadruple. You know if they do that. Ooh. Okay, I'll have to fix that after the game. Triple as high as you can go, and I need a quadruple. So I'll have to fix that. I know how to fix that after the game. That's an interesting one that maybe I'll do a video on once. All right. So anyway, Bobby Tolan's up. And Tolan gets a in play against Eastwick and a 21. Oh, he just missed the base hit. He pops up to second. So Eastwick gets out of this jam. And the Pirates hold on to their 4-1 lead. Tolan out of the game. In now for the Pirates will be Rich Gossage, because they don't have a lot of pen right now because of taking 2 of their main relievers and put them in starters for this doubleheader. A new pitcher is Rich Gossage. And with a 4-1 lead, he's just going to be a 2-inning save opportunity for Rich. So Dave Rader to the plate. He's a left-hander, so he'll bat. So out of the way here. And Radar gets a 4 and a 52. Tough and a 52. That is a ground out to third for Radar. Here's Kessinger. He gets a tough and a 54 strikeout. Down goes Kessinger, 2 down. By the way, Gossage is 3-5, 11 saves. Now his ERA is 4.47 after these last couple outs. He has given up 8 home runs this season. He gave up 9 on his card all year in 1972. Tough for Gossage and an 86, and he takes them down 1-2-3 here in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. The Pirates 4, the Cardinals 1. Rennie Stennett to the plate here against Eastwick. Oh, I think I forgot his numbers. Since coming over from Cincinnati, not so good. He's logged 9 innings now. 0-1. He does have 3 saves. Struck out 6 and walked 5, but he's given up 6 hits and 5 earned runs so far. So here's Rennie Stennett in play in a 44. And Stennett will pop up to third, and that is the first out of the inning. Here's Gardner. Gets an in-play 38, and that is a ground out to the pitcher. 2 down. And Dave Parker to the plate. Parker an in-play 65, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 innings for Raleigh Eastwick again. Well, not again, but he gets one here. So we're going to go to the bottom of the ninth and see if Goose can hold on to a 3-run lead and get the Pirates a sweep of this doubleheader. Maybe get them back into this race. Who knows? So Mumphrey to the plate, and he gets a tough and a 69, and that is going to be a ground out the second. Here comes Gary Templeton. He is 2 for 3 today. He gets a patient and a 13, and that's going to be a walk for Templeton. We are not going to try and steal him down 3. Roger Freed, a tough 37. Freed with a base hit. And they'll hold Templeton at second. 2 on, 1 out, and Goose is at it again. Here's Reitz to try and knock something in, get this lead down. He gets a tough and a 71. He'll ground it to second. Can they pull a double play? A 7. He's an 8, so it's a 7. We need a 7 or less, and they get it. A ground ball and game-ending double play. 4-6-3. Down go the Cardinals. And down they lose this doubleheader here to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The winner in this game is Jackson. Tecove with a hold and Gossage in with the save in this game. The loser is Tom Underwood. And the final is the Pirates 4, the Cardinals 1. Thanks for joining me.